Welcome back to the Hood News Fantasy Football Podcast. This is episode 49. We're doing starts and sits for week 11. I got my dogs with me, MFB.
You know what it is.
And BBTB.
Do what it does what it do.
Good for you. And we're going to do starts of the week. We did this last week and the week before. And we're going to give you guys players we think you should start, players we think you should sit. If you're leaning towards one of these or you're not sure and we tell you to start them, start them. If you're leaning away from them, then we tell you to sit them, then you know to sit them. But I always tell everyone the same thing. Go with your gut at the end of the day.
Before we start, I think I just have to make a little announcement. I went 4 for 5 on my sits last week, and I went 3 for 5 on my starts. So I'm doing pretty solid. So,
That's cool. But you weren't 5 for 5 on your sits?
I was not.
That was me. Anyways.
What was I on my sits? I didn't even check from last week.
Daniel Jones. Nope.
Kyler went stupid. Cortland
Mooney
went stupid.
Mooney did his thing. Chubb did his thing. Gesicki did whatever. Brian Thomas trash. So you're 3 for 5 on your starts, I'd probably say.
I think I was 3 for 5 on my sits.
Yeah, so 3 and 5.
Yeah, I might have been 2 and 5 on my sits. Anyways, let's jump into starts of the week. At QB, MFB, you go first.
All right. I got that boy, Jay Irby. QB start of the week against the Bengals. It's projected to be a very close game and decently scoring game. Jay Irby been looking good, man. That team's been looking low-key pretty good. Very decent. You know, they're 6-3. Not first in the division because they got the Chiefs in it, but that's a very good record in the NFL right now. So they've been playing pretty good. I think it could be a shootout.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you feel like Justin Herbert is like, this might be a small hot take, but do you feel like this man is like a mini Josh Allen? No, like think about it like this. You know what I'm saying? Going into the season, Bills really didn't have any receivers. Chargers didn't have receivers. Who they rely on? The quarterbacks. Herbert got paid. Josh Allen got paid. I'm just saying, Jay Herb is a solid rest of the season start.
He's like a Walmart Josh Allen.
That's what I'm saying, like a small version.
I guess I could see that, but yeah, that's my QB start of the week.
Yep.
Love it.
BBTB, give us your start of the week for QB.
Yes, sir. I think since we've been doing starts and sits of the week, we've had this man on the sits category for a couple weeks now. But I'm going to go CJ Stroud.
Boo. No, I'm just kidding.
CJ Stroud. Dallas, he plays Dallas. Dallas, trash defense. Jalen Hurts had a legacy game last week, 30-plus fantasy points with a fumble and an interception. So I think CJ Stroud should score at least 20-plus fantasy points. And he has Nico Collins coming back. And I think Kimo was telling me actually earlier off the recording, he was saying that Nico Collins and Tank Dell were low-key solid when they were playing together last year. And so CJ Stroud was also balling last year with them, obviously getting them the ball. So I think this is a CJ Stroud, I think best performance of his season.
Boy, if he don't get 20-plus with Nico back against the weak-ass Cowboys.
That's what I'm saying. But look, a lot of people's probably been benching him since week 7. So I feel like this is the start that you play him.
My only concern is that they're going to be beating Dallas by enough that they just run the ball, and it's just Joe Mixon show. But I was telling BBTV off stream that this is the first game if Nico plays, we're assuming he's playing this week.
Yeah.
Is the first game this season where it'll be just Nico and Tank Dell, right? Since Stephon Diggs joined and then Nico got out, then Stephon Diggs is out. So I think Tank Dell actually benefits from from Nico Collins being back, just because then he takes away some of that defense from him and he can actually get open and make a play.
Yeah, so I see that. You mentioned about the scores. So it's projected that Texans are going to win by a spread of 7.5, which is the widest of the week, seems like.
Yeah. I think if Cooper Rush can keep him in it, if he just literally gives CeeDee Lamb 20 targets this game, maybe they can stay in it and, make the game interesting. And then CeeDee Stroud will have to keep throwing the ball. But we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, solid start of the week. My start of the week for quarterback is Russell Wilson. He's playing against Baltimore. The Steelers have been on fire, man. They beat the Commanders last week. And they're now 7-2 on the season.
Yeah.
And so and they've been winning each game that Russell Wilson has played. They've won, including last week against the Commanders. And then Baltimore has a very weak secondary. They can be thrown on. They did bring in Mike Williams. They have George Pickens. I think those guys are going to do good. So Russell Wilson, probably like 3 passing touchdowns. Maybe, who knows, he gets a goal line touchdown.
3 passing touchdowns?
Hey, man.
Dang.
That boy been passing. Hey, I like this take right here.
He might be able to do it.
Thrown on immaculately.
Okay.
On top of that, divisional game. It's the other, besides the Thursday night game, a very, very close race divisional game. The winner will be the top seed of their division. I'm very excited for it.
Yep. It's in Pittsburgh. So this is, this is a huge game, man.
Yeah.
I think
nice.
Russell Wilson's going to have to play lights out. And I think Pickens is going to want to try and do what Jamar Chase did. He's going to want to try and have himself a game like that. Pickens is a dog. So I could see him going down.
All I'm saying, man, is if you didn't listen to the last video, the previous one that we recorded, I say Pickens, you can. Oh, never mind. Trade Pickens for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. No, take that back.
I'll take it back.
Yeah. Go listen to the last episode so you can see what he's talking about.
Yeah.
BBTB, give us your wide receiver start of the week.
I'm going to go for the rest of the season start wide receiver 2/flex for the rest of the season if he stays healthy. Juwan Jennings. That offense is finally healthy. Last week, Juwan Jennings showed out with 11 targets, 9 catches for 90 plus yards. Totally forgot. He didn't have a touchdown, but he's like, if he gets a touchdown, obviously that boosts his value a lot more. But Juwan Jennings is going to be not just a weekly, this week starter. He'll be a rest of the season starter for sure.
Okay. Yeah, they play Seattle in a divisional game, so I like that. MFB, give us your wide receiver start of the week.
My start of the week is, we kind of just touched upon all the things, but it is George Pickens. The man, the myth, the legend. I think he probably goes stupid against the Ravens. We've seen receivers go dumb against the Ravens.
Yeah.
So Pickens is capable of that.
Yeah.
He's capable of like a 30-plus bomb this week.
Easily.
I would love to see it. I mean, bro, if you played against Jamar Chase last week, I'm sorry. If you're playing against Pickens this week, good luck.
I'm also sorry.
It might be bad for you.
Did you guys see his touchdown catch last week, by the way? Where he just located the ball. The ball was significantly to the right, and he twisted his entire body to catch it, and he barely grabbed it in.
Show us again. How'd you do it?
Like he you know what I'm saying? Like
if you're watching on YouTube, you can watch BBTB do a little dance.
Like Euro step, but
that's not, I've never seen some Euro step like that. Yeah, no, he's a beast, man. Even against like tough defenses, he's a beast. So yeah, against the Ravens, he should eat. On to my wide receiver start of the week, Calvin Ridley. Basically, he is the only good player on that offense. And they brought back Will Levis as a starter. And Calvin Ridley in the last, 4 games has had over 10 targets a game. So, I mean, just with that volume, and they're playing against Minnesota. Minnesota's secondary has not been the best. They've been able to get thrown on. So I think just based on the numbers and the fact that, they have to they're going to be playing from behind for sure. So they're going to need to throw the ball a lot. And Ridley's been getting the targets. I think that he can volume himself to a good game. And if he gets a touchdown, then even better.
Yep. Like that took a lot.
Yeah, nothing much there, right? It's pretty straightforward.
I'd probably say if you guys listened to us like weeks ago, hopefully you've been keeping up with us the past like the 5 years that we have. We were saying that Ridley was demanding the ball after like a horrible game, and so ever since he's got that demand, he's been getting the ball. So it's been happening.
Yeah, with DeAndre Hopkins gone, he's like the only
guy easily
the number one there. So by far.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe Will Levis picks it up second half. They have really good schedule upcoming, and if he can turn things around and really connect with Calvin Ridley, and they get a good connection, then he could be a good rest of season player.
Mm-hmm.
On to RB starts of the week. I'll start us off with Nick Chubb as my start of the week for RB. They're playing against the Saints.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Saints.
Yes, sir. I have hope from beating the Falcons last week. Don't even trip.
Yeah. Anyways, he just came off a bye. James Winston's throwing the ball. He's going to be chucking it like crazy, which will open up the run game and allow him to get out there and get some yards. He's now had, this will be 4 weeks since he's returned. So he had a bye week to rest. So I think he can get going more this week, after resting from the bye. So hopefully he can come back to, full form like we saw him before and, get a touchdown against the Saints.
Yeah, that should be, just looking at the stats here. Bijan Robinson had 140 scrimmage yards on us last week. So Nick Chubb should do something like
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, well, the reason I put him as start of the week is that he hasn't really been worth starting the last few weeks. They've played some tough defenses, but this week they're playing the Saints. If he doesn't get it done this week, then maybe, he might be a bad for the next few weeks. But, yeah, I think Nick Chubb can do some damage. MFB, give us your RB start of the week.
My RB start of the week is David Montgomery. We know Lions play the Jags, bruh. It's finna be a massacre. And actually, what I said a couple of minutes ago was wrong. The widest spread of the week is this game with Lions favored 13.
I was just about to say that. I was like, isn't there a higher spread? But 13.
Which
that's crazy.
Which is nuts. That's almost over 2-score spread. So I think just DeMonte will have himself a game and feast.
I'm telling you, look, if you guys go back, if you haven't listened to the last episode, please listen to it. I literally said this game should be over by halftime.
There's a thing with the spread. I think they close the spread, Jacksonville. Somehow, some way, a spread that crazy, it's just ridiculous, and everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, for sure, whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, Jacksonville's gonna get thrashed. Like, but that is just too much. Like, I don't think a team gets like,
brother. They dogged the Dallas Cowboys 52.
So it's obviously a smash hit. Would you put a parlay and put that in?
Brother, I'm calling my bookie right after this for this recording, bro. I'm calling my bookie, putting my paycheck on that.
It's a trap, bro. That's a trap. The 13-point spread's a trap. But yeah, the Lions should dominate completely entirely. The only concern I have with Montgomery, obviously start him, but the only concern is that the game's over by half, and they won't bench him, and I think they'll bench him in the end of the third quarter or sometime in the third quarter. I would only be worried about someone else getting the touchdowns versus Montgomery, and then they're not needing him. Jahmyr Gibbs. On to the RB start of the week for BBTB. Who do you got?
I got DeAndre Swift. So last video, we were pretty much shitting on the Caleb Williams, I'd possibly say. But I feel like this is going to be the game that could possibly turn it around because they fired their OC. They have a new guy in there. Totally forgot his name. But DeAndre Swift's still seeing the volume. He hasn't had under 16 rushing attempts in the past 8 games. So he looks really, really good. They just need to feed him the ball in the goal line. And I do think they'll be able to push the ball a little bit, So I think DeAndre Swift would be a good start. And this is also a divisional game. And Bears and Green Bay have a very, very big rival, in the past years with Aaron Rodgers smacking them every single year on the Packers. So they're probably trying to get their get back.
If you hit on this, bro, I respect, man.
I'm telling you, bro. I think Swift ain't slowing down, bro. You see the numbers.
Yeah, but he gets usage. I understand, but the schedule is so tough. The opponents are tough.
No, I'm saying this week. I'm saying this week, DeAndre Swift should be that guy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I agree with this take, and we'll see later how much I agree with this take. But if you hit on this, then I'll be impressed thoroughly. So you can clip it if you'd like. On to tight end starts of the week. My tight end start of the week is Will Dissly from the Chargers. He's got 16 targets in the last 3 weeks. He had 11 targets against the Cardinals in week 7, and now they play the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday night. So I think that they can do something with him. They could use him. Maybe he gets a touchdown in the end zone. He doesn't have a touchdown in the season, so hoping that he gets in the end zone. But I think he's a solid play this week. He's been getting the volume. He's been getting the targets. So I think he does decent enough to where serviceable for tight end.
Tom.
MFB, give us your tight end start of the week.
My tight end start is David Njoku. We got Browns against the Saints. Jameis Winston. Revenge game loading on the Saints type sheet. I like David Njoku. I think with Jameis Winston there, he's seeing a lot of the volume. I know they got Cedric Tillman, they got Judy, but I think Njoku demands at least 20% target share, and he's a very decent start for me.
Like it.
Yeah, I think Njoku is almost an auto start every week, just with Jameis Winston on the ball, and just being such a dominant tight end. BBTB, give us your tight end start of the week.
My tight end start of the week, just to let you guys know, no logic in this. Absolutely no logic. So if you listen to this, please take it with a grain of salt, okay? It's going to be Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz. The Eagles are the worst, the best. So what is it? The worst in giving up points to the tight end. So like pretty much the tight end does not really.
No logic, man. You're talking a lot for no logic.
Exactly. No. I'm just gonna say like it's just not logical. Like pretty much like you see that the Philadelphia Eagles are 32nd. Okay.
This is a gut feeling.
Gut feeling. Zach Ertz revenge game from why the Eagles released him 2 years ago for Go Dirt. And I feel like Zach Ertz has a message on Thursday night. That man's getting in the end zone. He's going to drop double digits. You play Zach Ertz. Simple.
Done. Okay.
Literally it.
All right. I want to see this one hit because I have him in the league and I have to play him. So,
aren't I a Hoodney?
Yeah, we'll have to see if you get your 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 this next week on your starts. I can see the Zach Ertz revenge game. I just don't know if they're going to scheme something up for him or not. But either way, we'll have to wait and see. Good thing it's on Thursday night, so we can know soon enough.
Yeah.
My bonus start of the week is Josh Jacobs. I know if you have Josh Jacobs, you're starting him. Haha, for sure. But they are playing a tough Chicago defense. I think that he's been getting the rushing attempts. He's been getting the work. I know last week, I think Emmanuel Wilson had a touchdown poached from him. So if he didn't get that touchdown poached, he would have had a much better week last week. He's been picking it up, doing well, getting the opportunities, getting the passing work, and against Chicago team that I think they just fired their offensive coordinator, and they might be all over the place. I think Josh Jacobs on the Green Bay Packers side of things can benefit.
Yep.
MFB, give us your bonus start of the week.
My bonus start is Alexander Madison. Low key, might sound a little bit crazy.
Yeah, good luck, brother.
All right, hold on. Let me land. All right. I think there was a couple weeks he was popping off. He gets a lot of good carries and a lot of good targets, bro. Mm-hmm. So he gets both. They'll probably be down against Miami, but in any Screenplays, they'll be using him a lot. He'll get a bunch of dump offs. I think it's a safe floor. And I think he had a couple weeks with Minshew where like he was doing well. So they got Minshew now, and hopefully we'll see that again.
I do like that, but I'm just worried about the Zamir White poaching that goal line tutty because he did it last week or 2 weeks ago, I think.
I think the coach talked about he wanted to get Zamir White more involved and then gave him a touchdown and then didn't get any other usage in the game. Like they didn't play after that.
Yeah, so that's probably his more getting involved then.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
This is a risky bonus start. I commend you for putting this in there because I don't know if I would feel confident playing against the
Dolphins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. BBT, give us your bonus start of the week.
My bonus start of the week. We've talked about 2 players being on that team. This is a third one on the same team. It's going to be Ladd McConkey. And Ladd, I have this guy going crazy. That Bengals defense is absolutely horrible. They give up a lot of points. And I just see Ladd McConkey just being solid, you know. I think he's a must start this week might even finish like high wide receiver 2 kind of range. MFB talked about Justin Herbert. Kimo talked about Disley. I'm talking about McConkey, and I stand on those 3 dudes should be solid this week versus the Bengals.
You're not worried about Quentin Johnson poaching touchdowns?
Are you
touchdown week 9, touchdown week 10?
Are you worried for Will Disley that Quentin Johnson's gonna poach some touchdowns?
For a tight end, I'm not worried. I need like 7 points and I'll be happy.
No, not worried at all.
Okay, Ladd McConkey. Against a soft Bengals secondary, hopefully he can have himself a game.
Yep.
That does it for the starts of the week. We're gonna move into sits of the week, and at the top, my QB sit of the week is Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins sucks. Don't start him.
Wow.
Plain and simple. I'm kidding. They're playing against Denver. Denver has a really good pass defense. And they've just been using Bijan a lot, man. So I think that if Bijan gets going, I don't think that Kirk Cousins is going to be able to score a lot of passing touchdowns. They can move the ball down the field, but if they get, near the goal line, I think Bijan punches it in. And he poaches the touchdowns. So I don't think Kirk Cousins has himself a game. I think he gets less than like 15 fantasy points, which you don't want as you're starting QB. So sit Kirk Cousins this week.
I like that a lot.
MFB, give us your QB sit of the week.
My QB sit of the week is someone who highly disappointed us last week. I think he's going to come around and disappoint us again. It's Sam Darnold.
Oh.
Sam Darnold had a juicy matchup last week and let us down, right? They played the Jaguars. It was supposed to be a feast.
Easily.
This week again, they get the Titans. I think he just plays down to the level of their offense, seems like. I don't know. I just don't got a good feeling about Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and he threw 3 picks last week, so could throw another 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's funny. I typed in Sam Darnold as my sit of the week, and then I looked, and it was MFB's sit of the week for QB. So
I
was like, oops.
Respect.
Yeah, so I agree with this. Just real quick about Jacksonville. Do you think they've gotten better defensively? Like, they had a close game against Philly, and it was interesting to see. You know what I mean? Like, it was actually starting to get kind of like BBTB shaking his head. All right, let's move on. BBTB, Who's your QB sit?
Jared Goff. Simple. Jared Goff. I think that the game should be over by halftime. Something that you don't want as a fantasy owner. Jared Goff is not going to be used as much. I would have the people that that we mentioned for starts. I'd start all 3 of those guys over Jared Goff this week.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Plain and simple, if they're dominating, they don't throw the ball. They just run it, and they have 2 great running backs. So that's why David Montgomery's in MFB's RB start of the week.
Yeah.
BBTB, why don't you go ahead and give us your wide receiver sit of the week?
Yeah. Wide receiver sit of the week is on the other side of. Oh, never mind. That makes no sense. It's gonna be Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas. They have Mac Jones at quarterback. Mac Jones is absolutely terrible. So I don't see Brian Thomas doing anything. Lions defense is absolutely nuts, and I think I'm not sure if they're activating Zadarius Smith off. Like pretty much they had him on rest. So if they do activate him, Mac Jones is going to be 8-up alive. Just don't risk Brian Thomas this week.
I think they are activating him this week.
They are? Okay, cool. So yeah, don't.
I think so.
Not even close starting Brian Thomas, though.
It's really sad, man, because he was having a great season.
Yeah, I mean, he's a stud. I had him as like a.
I was excited for him.
Yeah.
Bro, he was like a flex every week.
Oh, easily.
And then, yeah, they played Philly, and then now Trevor Lawrence is out. So, yeah, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
MFB, give us your wide receiver sit this week.
My wide receiver sit is Drizzy London, man. Kind of like what Kimo said, he gonna see Pat Surtain, and I don't think Pat Surtain's given up any more performances like he did before, bro.
Brother, Pat Surtain's a fraud.
Nah.
After that Zay Flowers
Look,
thing?
bro,
Yeah.
every dog has his day.
Uh-huh.
All right? Drizzy's not gonna have his day.
So Pat Surtain's going to have a day.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
I thought about this too, but I feel like if you have Drake London, you're not looking to sit him.
But don't expect
would you start Jacoby Myers against Miami over Drake London?
No.
If you're like deciding, you're gonna start Drake London.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna pray for like more of a higher touchdown chance, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But like I think the probability that Jacoby scores more than Drake London it's like 60-40 to me.
Going Drake's way?
Crazy. No, going
Jacoby's way.
Yeah, like sit.
Yeah.
This is the sit of the week.
I'm saying single digits Drake London performance.
Hey,
wow.
If this hits, people are gonna have to start listening to what you say.
People needed to start listening to me, bro. I don't know about you.
All right.
Yeah, if you're leaning away from Drake London, maybe this is your sign. My wide receiver sit this week is Jalen Waddle. He's not been able to get it done. We did talk in our last episode about, maybe the Dolphins turn things around. They start to play better, but they're playing against Vegas. I don't think they're going to need to throw the ball that much. I think Achane's going to run all over the Raiders, and maybe Tyreek Hill gets in the end zone, but I just don't trust Waddle. I would sit Waddle until he does something, because if you start him and he doesn't do anything for you, you're going to be upset. On the flip side, if he does something on your bench, you're going to be upset as well, but he's not, you can't trust him. So if you don't have an option, sure. But in my opinion, sit him this week.
Yeah.
BBTB doesn't agree, but just said, yeah.
No, I was about to say, like, I think that was obvious that he's just not on my radar. Kind of like what you called Michael Pittman last week. Like, he was
drafted very high, and people probably don't have options. We got a lot of players on bye this week. We have like Marvin Harrison. You have Malik Neighbors, some of that, guys that are on bye. So if you're averaging Waddle, you might be looking to start him. I would say try to look to sit him, unless Let's move on to RB sits of the week. I'll take it from the top with an interesting one. Sit this week is DeAndre Swift. So I don't know who's going to be right. BBTB. Yeah, who's going to be right? Me or BBTB, or he could just be middle of the pack. I don't think the offense moves. And I don't think I know they fired their offensive coordinator and they could have a game. We talked about it last episode. But I mean, I think they're going to be playing from behind. I think Green Bay is going to be able to score on them, and they're not going to run the ball that much. There's not going to be enough opportunities for them. So I think you sit DeAndre Swift this week.
Obviously, disagree. Plain and simple.
All right. We'll have to wait and see. MFB, give us your RB sit this week.
My RB sit of the week is James Cook.
That's wild. I
don't know why I thought you were going to say James Conner, and I was like, he's not playing this week. But go ahead.
Nah, James Cook against the Chiefs, man. I don't know.
Oh,
The only thing that could possibly save him is the passing work, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like, man, I don't know if he breaks like over 75 rush yards or something like that. So
Yeah, I could see him get stuffed for less than that.
yeah. Kansas City D is good, bro. So we've seen it week in and week out. Like they're stopping a lot of good RBs.
Yeah.
Not surprised that
100%.
they stopped James Cook.
Quick question. What's the over-under on that game?
That game over under is 45.5.
Oh, so that's
And
yeah.
Bills are actually favored to win by 2.
Bro, I hope the Bills win. I hope.
Yeah, I know. I think everyone in football is
Oh.
hoping the Chiefs lose.
Yeah.
I've had enough of them. BBTB, give us your RB sit this week.
I'm going to sit. Let's go Tony Pollard. Reason why, they are fitting in Tajay Spears a lot. After Tajay Spears finally got healthy, Tajay Spears is getting a lot of the work. Tony Pollard was getting like double, like 17, 16, 20, 28 rushing attempts. Tajay Spears finally comes back and healthy. That man dropped down to 9. So the only positive side is that Tony Pollard is getting the passing work. But I don't know. I would not start Tony Pollard this week.
Yeah, Minnesota's tough against the run. We'll have to
Yeah.
see how that pans out.
Yeah.
On to the tight end sits of the week. At the top, my tight end sit this week is Tucker Kraft. They're playing against a tough Chicago defense. And I think that Jordan Love keeps kind of sharing all the volume. It doesn't go like to a certain player. Now he could get in the end zone and score. But I think Jordan Love's kind of been spreading the ball around a lot. So he's really touchdown dependent. And so you're trying to look for another option. Start Will Dissly over Tucker Kraft this week.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to finish top out of the Packers receiving core with including Tucker Kraft?
Flip a coin. Or actually flip 3 coins. However many you need to figure out who of the receivers you're saying?
Yeah. MFB has his own coin, so we could probably ask him for his coin. So
whatever side.
I would say
You're probably
I
betting
haven't looked into it. I'm just gonna say Dupes.
I'm going Christian Watson, bro. Go stash him on the bench on your waivers. Christian Watson. High on Christian Watson, no.
Yeah, you're high, all right. Anyways, MFB, give us your tight end start this week or sit this week. Sorry,
tight end sit is Evan Ingram. Now I understand possibly Mac Jones could have a decent floor with Evan Ingram this week, but I don't know. I don't see the offense like going crazy. Hey, like we said, Jaguars single-digit a scoring game, bro.
Yeah, I believe so.
There's no way a single-digit scoring game could be good for Evan Ingram.
True.
Right? So that's just it is what it is, man. I'm not trusting Evan Ingram.
I think he volumes his way enough, like enough dump offs go his way to be serviceable.
I could
in my
see
opinion.
that, or I could just see him getting a donut, possibly.
Mollywopped. Oh, bro, I don't think Evan Ingram gets a donut, bro. You're a wizard. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff.
You're a wizard, bro. I'm gonna come back and start asking you for more advice. BBTV, give us your tight end sit of the week. Am I reading this correctly?
Brother, you're reading this correctly, bro. This dude, he's just pissing me off, bro. He's just pissing me. Bro, I faded him in all my leagues, and he's currently the number 1 tight end in fantasy. It's George Kittle. Sit this man, George Kittle. Yes, he had his best game of the season, or one of his best games of the season, against Seattle, week 6, with 2 touchdowns and 5 receptions, 58 yards. But this is how I'm thinking. Seattle is going to game plan for George Kittle. So George Kittle isn't going to do much. So George Kittle is going to drop single-digit amount of points. I'm not starting George Kittle this week. If I was a George Kittle owner, bench that homie.
Look, bro, I want to say something to you real quick.
Zach Ertz is higher than George Kittle this week.
Someone clip this for when the week is over. MFB. Hold on. This is at 35 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Around 35 minutes. All right,
Around
yeah,
35
minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
You do realize a single-digit game for a tight end is actually not that bad.
But it's
Like,
Kittle,
fantasy
though.
points.
Look at Kittle.
Okay, bro, but like there's other tight ends on bye. Anyways, look, I don't endorse this take. I do not endorse this take. This is BBTB only on an island. You too will be a wizard.
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody got to be a
of
wizard, I guess.
Yeah, we got bro. If you guys hit on this, you guys are both wizards, bro. All right,
Yeah, but I'm going straight to Vegas.
Bro, Vegas, you gotta go to Hogwarts after this. My bonus sit of the let's move into bonus sits of the week after that crazy take. My bonus sit of the week is pretty obvious. Nothing crazy here. Rico Dowdle. That offense is not moving, man. And so in a game where they're playing against Houston, Nico Collins is back. Houston's going to be ahead. Houston has a tough rush defense. Rico Dowdle's pretty much just touchdown dependent. So if he doesn't get a touchdown, he's not having a good game. I think he gets 6 fantasy points. Tops.
Yeah. Like that a lot.
MFB, give us your bonus sit of the week.
My bonus sit of the week is DK Metcalf, cousin.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
The Niners.
Yeah.
All right.
You're going to need to go to Hogwarts after this if you get this
All
one
right,
too.
bro. Hold on, check me out. I'm going to say again, single digits DK Metcalf performance.
Wow.
Okay?
Okay.
Because, bro, this season, like they played the Niners, didn't do great, right? 3 catches, 48 yards. Last year, in both the games, he had 2 catches and then 3 catches. One of them was a touchdown, right? So it hasn't looked good. The year before that, 2022, 7 catches, 55 yards, and then 4 catches for 35 yards. The Niners just kind of locked this homie up. If you look at it, right?
Low
Been playing
key,
against them for years. Oh,
I
now
kind
you
of
with
like
me.
Yeah,
Now you with me now, huh?
I'm with you. I'm picking up. I'm picking it
So
up.
you was hearing me and now you listening to me.
Exactly. 100%. 100%. The reason why is because the Niners are healthy defensively. They're supposed to get Greenlaw back, I think now 2 weeks from now. But pretty much they're healthy in every single position. So I kind of like this take.
Oh man, this is a tough one, bro. I mean, it's tough because I mean, the Niners they're back to decent form. I know they lost Ayuk for the season, but the rest of the offense is healthy. The defense is healthy. They're trying to compete with Arizona right now for the division. And yeah, they're going to be playing to win this game. And this is a divisional game. So I don't know, man. I just think DK missed 2 weeks and he never misses games. It's not usual for him to miss games. And so I think he's going to come back and try and come back strong. But like I said, bro, Hogwarts.
Call me Harry Potter.
Brother,
I get this shit
Gryffindor,
right.
son. Anyways, BBTV, give us your bonus sit of the week. You just changed it on us. I'd like you to go back. What were you? What's your bonus? Go ahead. Give us your bonus sit this week.
So the bonus sit this week, I literally just changed it. CeeDee Lamb, not a fan of it.
Already called him last week. Sorry.
MFB did call him last week. That was low-key going to be my guy, but he had it in first. So I gave it to him. So I got to call him. So CeeDee Lamb, he ain't doing nothing. Cooper Rush ain't doing nothing. That offense is getting shut down very quickly. Yeah.
I think CeeDee Lamb, man, it's sad to see, bro. Such a talented player. It's just like we see with Brian Thomas. Talented player, terrible quarterback. The team is just not looking good.
Just blame Jerry Jones. That's
dude,
just blame Jerry Jones.
Let's be honest though. You're not sitting CeeDee Lamb.
You are sitting CeeDee Lamb.
You're not sitting CeeDee Lamb.
I'm starting Jawan Jennings over CeeDee Lamb.
Against Philly, I understand. Philadelphia's been playing really good defense.
Okay.
But against Houston, like on a Monday night, like prime time, like I don't know, man. I just think that he can volume his way up to a decent game.
I don't fully disagree with them, but I'm going to say CeeDee Lamb between 11 to 15 points.
So technically not a sit. Okay.
Yeah. So we don't
That's
agree
just
with
what
you,
I feel
bro.
about it.
You're in Slytherin, brother. You don't know Wizard. You fraud.
Brother. You're going to see me go crazy next week. Just watch.
All right, bro. We're for sure signing you up for what's it called? You're gonna have to start doing parlays for these if you get them right. Anyways, that'll do it for this episode. That starts and sits of the week. I don't know the exact hit rates. You guys can go and find out for yourselves. Please bookmark the BBTB George Kittle sit this week. I'd really like to see that one come true. That would be crazy. That'll do it for this episode, though. We'll see you guys next week after the Monday night game. Peace.
Peace.